Hi friends, this is Dr. Abdequaem Chimthanawala. Today let us discuss the skin symptoms of a very important polycrest remedy, that is Calcarea carb. I hope you must have seen the other video on skin of CP I had told, which before that also I had done a skin for very important polycrest remedy. I hope you have seen that video in that series. Now let us see how Calcarea carb skin behaves. We have seen calcarea carb, we have other symptoms of calcarea carb, constitutional symptoms, other symptoms, but sometimes, there is such an important skin symptom of calcarea carb we sometimes fail to appreciate in the patient. What symptoms which I share with you basically are the symptoms which I have seen in my clinical practice and seen day in and day out in my practice, in my 25 years of practice, that's I'm sharing with you. The skin of calcarea carb, remember, there is general icy coldness. Very similar, you have to understand calcarea carb, like arsenic also has the same symptom, generalized icy coldness of skin. And in calcarea carb we can go one step ahead. There is a sensation of coldness very close to rust toxin causticum. So coldness general, icy coldness general, and more than that there is a sensation of coldness of skin. Compare that with rust toxin causticum also. And as I told you, in CPI we have that cracks and fissures after washing the hands, after bathing, or wherever the hands are in contact with the water, there's a lot of cracks and fissure after washing. Very important remedy calcarea carb, very important remedy sepia, very important remedy sulfur. So this you have to compare, because this symptom is very common, and sometimes we have some periodized mind and set remedies, we prescribe that remedies but fail to appreciate calcarea carb. One step ahead we go that cracks and fissures, especially in winters, also is calcarea carb. Again, compare that with CP and sulfur. So see how close these remedies are. As we go further, now something about the eruptions of calcarea carb. A very important modality of calcarea carb I have seen in many patients is that eruptions, the general eruptions of calcarea carb are better in cold air. This is a very important symptom of calcarea carb. Though the patient is chilly calcarea carb, but the eruptions general are ameliorated in cold air. Remember this symptom. You will get in many of cases. And eruptions are generally calcarea carb come after taking milk or from milk. This is again a very important symptom of sepia also, which I have told you in my previous YouTube video of skin of sepia, milk. That's why I'm telling you the same comparative mater medica, so that if you follow that YouTube skin series, you automatically have these type of remedies. So eruptions generally from milk is again calcarea carb. And as many of remedy has that eruptions general on the hairy parts. That is also calcarea carb. And you have to compare that with Moxol and Rustox. The Rustox is a very important remedy where the eruptions are generally on the hairy parts. But calcarea carb also has this symptom. You find that the patient comes to you and tells you that I have tendency to boil. Boil keeps coming. I take antibiotic, the boil is better. I apply remedies, the boils are better. And this recurrent tendency of boil, of course, sulfur is definitely there, but calcarea carb I found very useful. That recurrent tendency of boil, calcarea carb is there, arsenic is there, and of course sulfur is always there in skin complaints. But remember, recurrent tendency to boil, calcarea carb. And if you have urticaria, especially of cement, then you must think about calcarea carb. Do compare that with Rustox also. Cement, whenever the word cement comes, do think about calcarea carb, do think about Rustox. And if urticaria from becoming cold, that is also calcarea carb. See how it is, how the symptoms are interconnected. I told you eruptions, general cold air, amelioration, but urticaria from becoming cold. In this cold weather and you get a lot of itching, lot of urticaria, that is calcarea carb. So whenever you have urticaria from becoming cold, think about calcarea carb, think about Rustox, think about CP, and think about arsenic also. In relation to warts, I would just like to mention few symptoms of warts in calcarea carb. Of course, calcarea carb has many skin symptoms, but in this video I'll tell you most important what I've seen in my practice. Okay, in maybe future videos I'll tell you some rare symptoms of calcarea carb skin which I've seen in my practice. So warts, whenever the patient tells you that after delivery, after parturition, warts come, Calcarea carb, my dear friends, is a very, very important remedy. Give calcarea carb. Don't always think to stick to thuja or silicia, nitric acid, sabinum. But whenever the warts after delivery, after parturition, think about calcarea carb. In calcarea carb, the warts break open. The warts break open, and it is written also that warts bleeding. Normally we think about nitric acid, but most of us forget calcarea carb. But calcarea carb is there. Warts break open, or you can say next symptom is warts bleeding warts. That is also calcarea carb. And one of the important symptoms of calcarea carb warts, which I have seen in my practice, in calcarea carb, warts red. Red warts is a very, very again important symptom of calcarea carb. Of course, do compare this symptom. I think sepia has this symptom, warts red, and causticum also. So these are very, very important and very, very minute symptoms in relation to calcarea carb warts. Do think about calcarea carb in these complaints. So my dear friends, this is in short what I have seen in my practice of calcarea carb skin. Of course, in your mathematics and your repeated, there are many of symptoms of calcarea carb. You can go through that. So if you like this video, do share and subscribe. Thank you.